The Total Media Sports Network presents Ironton Fighting Tiger Volleyball live on Kool TV. Now let's go to the Ironton High School for pregame coverage of Ironton Fighting Tiger Volleyball live on Kool TV.
It is a Total Media, Kool TV, and Ironton High School first tonight. The first high school volleyball game streamed live. We are at the Conley Center on the campus of Ironton High School. I'm Jason Filia, and we are glad to have you along for the first volleyball game streamed here on Kool TV. Tonight it is an OVC matchup between the Ironton Fighting Tigers and the South Point Pointers. Ironton comes into today's game with a 2-1 record, all OVC matchups. They lost the first game of the season to Gallia Academy, 3-0. Then back-to-back wins over Colgrove and Portsmouth to sit at 2-1 overall and in the league. South Point is 2-3 in 2025. They opened the season with a win at Portsmouth, then they lost at Wheelersburg. They beat Rock Hill, then lost to Gallia Academy and Portsmouth West. They have had two non-league games, losing both of those to Wheelersburg and Portsmouth West. But in the league, they beat Portsmouth and Rock Hill and lost to Gallia Academy. Of course, a lot of people lose to Gallia Academy, just the top team in the OVC. So both teams are 2-1 in the league heading into tonight's contest. And we should have a great game. We got a great atmosphere. The students have come out. We got a lot of folks here checking this one out, and we're excited for some volleyball. We're getting started a little bit late because the junior varsity game went 3 sets. Ironton lost in 3 sets. They won the first set 25-20, but then lost 25-16 and 25-17 to the Lady Pointers. South Point enters today's game with a first-year head coach, Corinne Ferguson. In her first year at South Point High School, she was a graduate of Chesapeake back in 2020. She played volleyball in college upstate New York and came back home and is now coaching the South Point Lady Pointers volleyball team. Ironton, of course, coached by Beth Campbell. Excited to lead her team out on the court for tonight's matchup. Ironton this season, again, 2-1. Last year, the Lady Fighting Tigers finished 7-15, 5-10 in the OVC, and lost to Chesapeake in the first round of the Division V tournament. Last year, South Point finished 11-12, 9-4 in the league. That's good for a third-place finish. Lost to Wheelersburg in the district finals. A couple of years ago, the Lady Pointers were 14-9, also third in the league then with a 10-4 record. They lost in the first round to Alexander, while Ironton in 2023 lost to Portsmouth in the first round of the Division III tournament after a tough 3-18 season. That's when Ironton was Division III. They are now Division V after the OHSAA expanded the divisions in the smaller sports, and now, I don't want to say smaller sports, but not football, basketball, softball, baseball, volleyball, expanded that to 7 divisions. So Ironton goes from Division III to Division V, and they're ready for tonight's matchup with the South Point Lady Pointers. It's coming up about 7 minutes away from the first serve. Ironton won the coin toss, so they will be serving first here tonight. Excited for this. It is, again, our first volleyball game streamed here on Kool TV, the first of 3 this year, expanding our coverage streaming-wise. We had a soccer game on Monday, which was the first, and another first with volleyball here tonight at the Conley Center. Again, 3 volleyball games. We haven't had a boys soccer game yet, but that is coming. We'll have several of those, several more girls soccer games, and a few more volleyball games as well. We are going to take a timeout right now, and when we come back, we'll have a look at the starting lineups. Ironton South Point OVC volleyball here on Kool TV and Total Media Sports.
Look, I'm bottomless. Just like bottomless apps for $9.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right. You can get bottomless mop sticks, fried pickles, and so much more for you and all your bottomless friends. Bottomless apps for $9.99 only at B-Dubs.
Good morning, Isabella.
Hi, David.
Back for your morning routine?
Clark's Refresh Rewards program is something you'll flip for.
Hey, Isabella. Hi, Annabelle.
Donut?
Don't forget the sprinkles. Cream and sugar.
Download our app today and enjoy all of the rewards. No flipping required.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
At First National Bank, we strive to make every person that walks through our doors feel like family, because to us, you are. For over 120 years, we have lived in and served the families of Kentucky with genuine care through the good times and the bad. Come and see the difference banking with family can truly make for you at any of our 7 locations, or visit our website at www.fnbgrayson.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
Fall fishing season is just around the corner, and Borders Sporting Goods is your fishing headquarters for rods and reels from G. Loomis, St. Croix, Fenwick, Lewis, Shimano, Daiwa, and Abu Garcia. No matter the species of fish you are targeting, Borders has the perfect setup to make your next trip on the water a success. Borders has baits in every size and style, with a wide selection of tackle from Berkley, Strike King, Soon, Z-Man, Bandit, and many more. Before hitting the water for your next fishing trip, stop by and stock up at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition-free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College.
Welcome back to the Conley Center on the campus of Ironton High School. OVC volleyball tonight. Ironton Fighting Tigers and the South Point Lady Pointers. Let's take a look at your starting lineup tonight. First for Ironton, we will see Camille Martin, the senior, starting as outside hitter. Watch when she winds up. A lot of power behind those shots and those kills. One of the top leaders on the team in kills. We'll see Lexi McCall as a middle blocker. She's a senior. Amaya Barber, a junior, middle blocker and middle hitter. She has the most blocks on the season with 17. Lily Lewis, the assist leader on the team. She's a senior, a setter, and an outside hitter. Hope Freeman getting the start tonight. The junior is a defensive specialist. And Simone Lewis, she is a senior, right side hitter, and a setter. Again, Camille Martin, Lexi McCall, Amaya Barber, Lily Lewis, Hope Freeman, and Simone Lewis. Ironton coached by Beth Campbell, assistant coach Mike Freeman. Lady Pointers will counter with this lineup. Molly Adams, the junior, will be an outside hitter. She leads the team with 41 kills, also has 5 aces on the team. Gracie Carmen, a junior, 5'4". She's a setter, leads the team with 13 aces. When it comes to serving, she also leads the team with 82 assists. Addison Copley is the libero, or you can pronounce it libero. That's the European pronunciation, libero, when they initially brought it into play in 1998. But here we say libero, and that's Addison Copley. She leads the team with 77 digs. Those are defensive specialists. Kinsey Williams, 4 kills on the year, 5'4" junior, outside hitter, and a defensive specialist as well. Lexi Stewart, 5'8" junior, middle blocker, right side hitter. Peyton Williamson, a 5'7" junior. She's a middle blocker, right side hitter as well. 15 kills. She leads the team with 4 blocks on the season. And Riley West, a 5'6" senior. She is a defensive specialist as well. Again, the South Point Lady Pointers starting lineup: Molly Adams, Gracie Carmen, Addison Copley, Kinsey Williams, Lexi Stewart, Peyton Williamson, and Riley West. I should say Addison Copley is the libero, defensive specialist. She will come in to the game in the rotation. Again, we're less than 2 minutes away from opening this one up here at the Conley Center. And we're really excited about volleyball here. Excited to shine a spotlight on the student athletes here at Ironton who don't normally, not in the big time spotlights, you know, like football and sometimes basketball on boys and girls side. We want to showcase the skills and the hard work of these individuals and these student athletes. Again, volleyball, soccer. We'll have a wrestling meet. We'll have a track meet. We're just really excited to bring you all of the exciting action of Ironton sports. And we do have a good crowd here tonight. They're going to be vocal. They usually are. The student section, pretty vocal, and they just make it a fun place to come and watch a volleyball game. If you've not come out and watched before, you need to do so. It's exciting, and we'll see how exciting. This South Point team, very good. Now, if you look back in the series history between these two, South Point is 7-3 against Ironton in the last 10 matchups. The Pointers won both games last year and in 2013. 3-1 and 3-0 last year, 3-0, 3-0 2 years ago. The team split in 22, with Ironton winning 3-0 here at Ironton, South Point winning 3-1 in South Point. Pointers won both in 21. Ironton won both matchups in 2020 and in 2019. But the Pointers own the 7-3 record against the Fighting Tigers in the last 10 matchups. You do have some individuals on both teams who got some honors a year ago. Addison Copley, first team All-OVC in 24. She was the Defensive Player of the Year in the league. Molly Adams was honorable mention All-OVC a year ago. Ironton's Camille Martin, first team All-OVC, and Lily Lewis, honorable mention All-OVC in 2024. Both teams at the bench. The buzzer sounds. And we're not sure if they're doing the national anthem or not. They did for a couple of games, and they didn't for the last one. So we'll see. They're really excited. I talked with Coach Campbell before the game, and she said, "Man, we're really excited that Kool TV is here and streaming this game." In fact, she and assistant coach Mikey Freeman put on some dress clothes. Mikey in black slacks, and he's got dress shoes on, and we're super excited to have this game streamed, and we're super excited to be here to bring it to you.
Good evening. Tonight is a matchup between South Point Pointers and your Lady Ironton Fighting Tigers.
Your officials are
Before you start, I introduce the teams in South Point. Number 2.
they're introducing the players on both teams. Our officials tonight, Kevin Richardson will be the top official, and on the floor, John Stevens. John Stevens was the top official in the JV game, and Kevin was on the floor. They just kind of flip-flop. JV.
Number 9, Lexi Stewart. Number 10, Lyric Young. Number 11, Peyton Williamson. Number 12, Riley West. Number 14, Makai Howard. Now we're going to introduce our Lady Fighting Tigers.
Now the introduction of the Ironton roster.
Number 10, Libby Thacker. Number 13, Miley
Student
Gomez.
section making some noise over there.
Kyra Sales.
Again, they'll be vocal tonight. It's a busy day here, or evening, I should say, at Ironton High School. You've got a middle school football game going on right now at Tanks Memorial Stadium. You've got the volleyball game here. I know a lot of folks have their eye on the TV, watching some college football, as former Ironton Mr. Everything Sean Terry is playing for Missouri. They're in action tonight. In fact, they're playing right now. And we will have the national anthem here for tonight's game. Our national anthem. Let's play some volleyball. Ironton South Point OVC matchup. The teams will shake hands at the net. So we get ready for this one. 2-1 Ironton. 2-3 South Point. Here on Kool TV, Total Media Sports. Jason Filial with you, and glad to have you along here this evening. Jacob Hankins is our producer. My man Cam on the camera. Cam is not short for camera, but Cameron. All right, here we go. Ironton on the floor in the orange jerseys and black shorts. South Point in the blue and gold. Ironton again won the serve, or won the coin toss. They will be serving first. Student section across the way already fired up. They get into it, man. I'll tell you. All right, Simone Lewis is going to be serving to start for Ironton. First ever volleyball game at Ironton High School here on Kool TV. The left-hander, Simone Lewis. On the left side, Molly Adams. Ironton, nice defense there on that. Now back to Adams. Let's push over the net. And this one lands inbounds. Good. Court awareness there by Lily Lewis, who just tapped that one right over the net in the empty zone. And that gives Ironton a 1-0 lead. Simone Lewis with a serve again. Back to Adams with a big shot. Rips that one across the court for the winner. It's a kill from Molly Adams. Leads the team now with 42 kills. And that returns the service to South Point. 1-1. It's rally scoring in volleyball. Point on every serve. Deke over the net there by Camille Martin to give Ironton a 2-1 lead. Again, at rally scoring, there's a point on every serve. Substitution, Addison Neal is checking in for Ironton, replacing Hope Freeman. Addison Neal, a senior. Rally scoring to 25, win by 2. Lewis with the serve. Right down the middle. Shot by Lexi Stewart, her 14th kill of the season. Lakai Howard is checked in for South Point. Good save initially on the serve by Simone Lewis, but another kill by South Point to go up 3-2. Service again here from Molly Adams. 5 aces on the season, and that one sails long. Ironton returns the service 3-3. Reagan Thomas, the libero, will be serving it up for the Fighting Tigers. Going to the right side, Copley, the deep hit. Ironton with a misfire, goes out of bounds. Service back to South Point, and they regain the lead 4-3. Lexi Stewart back to serve. She has 7 aces this season. That one, you see why. That one hit the top of the net and then just bounded into the open space of the floor. That's another ace. And in volleyball, it can hit the top of the net and drop over. You've got to play it. 5 3-pointers. Another line drive. Ironton plays it. Lexi McCall with a spike down the line. Good save by Molly Adams, but into the net, and Ironton gets the point. Camille Martin takes the serve with Ironton down 5-4 and a substitution. Kai Sales will check in for Ironton. Martin ready to serve. Camille with a deep serve. In fact, too deep. It just went long. Service back to the pointers. It'll be Kinsey Williams, the junior. Williams a little floater. Over to Sales. Nice block. Try it near side. Here's McCall. It's tipped at the net. Good block once again by Ironton, but Sales couldn't make the hit in the diving save. Another point to the Pointers. They go up 3, 7-4. Copley again with the serve. Floater. Deep pass from Martin. Free ball for South Point. At the middle of the net. Good block by McCall on the shot by Williamson. There's a cross-court shot. Lewis touches it across the net. Another Deke shot. Good shot by Gracie Carmen to put South Point up by 4, 8-4. That big hole right there in the Ironton zone. And Carmen was able to find it. Copley with the service once again. Another Deke that's blocked, and that was Peyton Williamson with the block. 5-point lead now. Copley service again, a floater. Here's Lewis with the set on the near side. Addison Neal. Good diving save. Can Ironton keep it in play? Nope, that went behind the net. The sophomore Sales giving chase, but it went behind the net. And South Point, a little run here. They're up 6. This one lands just inbounds. Neal thought it was curving out. It was close, but it landed just inside the white line. That's another ace. And South Point has a 7-point lead, 11-4. Long serve back to Martin. Now to Lewis, to Sales. Drives this one, but a good diving attempt and a dig. Ironton can't get to it. That was Addison Copley on that dig. She leads the team with 77 digs. And a timeout has been called by Beth Campbell. 12-4. South Point with the early lead, the big lead over the Fighting Tigers. Our first volleyball game here on Kool TV, Total Media Sports. Other things going on this weekend, of course, you've got the Gridiron Classic over at Tanks Memorial Stadium. 3 games at 1, 4:30, and at 8 o'clock. And the Ironton Fighting Tigers will play at 8 o'clock against Liberty Christian out of Virginia, 2-time defending state champion. They have not lost a game in 3 years, and they're bringing the Bulldogs to town. Talked with Frank Rocco, their head coach, today, and they're excited to come down to Tanks Memorial Stadium. We will not video stream that. We will have audio only here on the Kool TV webpage, also at WIROradio.com and with the Total Media app. Video rights owned by Flow Sports TV. 12-4, South Point with the service. Kenzie Williams, the junior, puts this one into play. A floater that's short and right in front of Addison Neal, trying to dive down and set that one up, but it bounds off her right arm and out of bounds. So it's 13-4. South Point by 9. A substitution. Nope. Not a substitution for South Point. Here's Lewis to McCall. Another Deke. Saved by Bregan Thomas. Lewis tries to get it in that zone. Martin from the back row to Lewis, now to McCall, driving this one off the top of the tape. Lewis again to McCall, long shot in the back. And another kill for Peyton Williamson. Williamson with the deep shot in the left corner to put South Point up 14-4. Is that a yellow card for jewelry? Is that what I saw? I don't know. That's what I thought, earrings. Service was short in the net. from Kenzie Williams. First point from Ironton in a while, and we get a substitution for South Point. Lyric Young, 5'6" senior, will check in. Addison Neal serving for Ironton. Neal off the top of the tape. Set to the right side, but Peyton Williamson hits it into the net. Another Fighting Tiger point, 14-6. Neal, the senior. Second serve. Picked up by Copley. And that one sails out of bounds. Point to Ironton. Through the arms of the blocker. Howard missed that shot. 14-7. Over to Howard again. Blocked at the net, but drops on Ironton's side. McCall and Lewis were right there. They got their hands on it, but it fell on Ironton's side to give the ball to South Point, 15-7. Back to the floor, Hope Freeman. She's in for Addison Neal. Lakai Howard. 7 aces on the season. She's got the jump serve, hits the top of the tape. Ironton with the return. Here's Lewis pushing this one across the net. Gracie Carmen tried to deke Ironton, but that one did not make it over, so a point for the Fighting Tigers. Amaya Barber on the floor now for Ironton. Most blocks on the season for the junior. Lexi McCall with the serve. Jump serve. Oh, a kill attempt from Molly Adams. And there's a great shot by Amaya Barber. Back in the left corner. Take a look at this one. Set right up to the net and just found that empty spot. 15-9, Ironton down 6. McCall ready for the serve again. Right-handed jump serve. It's deep and out of bounds. Floater went out, and she'll be replaced in the lineup by Bregan Thomas. Back to the floor for South Point comes Lexi Stewart. Williamson with the serve. Going to Barber again. Down the line. And that's a kill. Barber hit it down the line. Lyric Young dove for it. Knocked it away. Ironton in double figures now at 16-10. Sales replaced in the lineup by Simone Lewis. Serving leader for Ironton. Lewis. Line drive, short serve. Free ball here for Ironton. Over to Martin. Martin with a deke and went into the net. Momentum carried her right into the net. That will stop play immediately, and South Point will get possession and service. Kenzie Williams hits the floor for Lyric Young. This is Gracie Carmen with the serve. Went out of bounds. Neal back in for Freeman. Lily Lewis serving for Ironton. And that one is long and out of bounds. Ironton gives it right back. Again, played at 25. Best of 3 sets. Lakai Howard back in. She replaces Riley West. Here's Adams with the serve. Jump serve. Lewis with a misfire. Neal with a nice save. And then over the net. So a free ball here for South Point. They'll set it up. Stewart couldn't get around on that one. South Point trying to get it back over there. They do. Stewart, free ball for Ironton. Lewis with the set. And just long. Amaya Barber just long on that shot. South Point now up 19-11. Molly Adams with the serve. Jump serve, and Lewis got it. Now to Thomas, and over the net, Barber deep with that one. At the middle, blocked, but drops on Ironton's side. Lexi Stewart with the kill there, 20-11. Adams again. Jump serve that goes over the head of Neal and drops right in the back right corner for an ace. Adams with 5 aces entering the game. Now another one added to her tally. Lewis to Lewis, a little deke. Nearly got South Point off guard, but good hustle by Addison Copley, and then a kill. Copley with the dig on that deke, and then Lakai Howard finishes it off, 22-11, 3 points away from the first set for South Point. Howard into the net with the, or Adams, into the net with the serve. Lexi McCall back in for Ironton, replacing Barber. Ironton down by 10, 22-12. Thomas with the serve. Again at the middle for Williams. There's McCall. Copley now to the right side. Saved by Simone Lewis. Now to Martin. Dekes it into that open zone, but good save by Gracie Carmen. Back to McCall. Deep hit that's inbounds. Very close, but Lexi McCall gets the kill, and Ironton cuts the lead to 9. Thomas again with the serve. Near side. Free ball. McCall to Lewis, now to Martin. And just high on that one. Just hit the top of the, or bottom of the ball that sent it sailing high and out of bounds. 23-13 now. South Point 2 points away from the first set. Kinsey Williams with the serve. It's Martin, Lewis with a free ball, and South Point gives it right back. Lewis to Martin, and just dumps it over the blockers. You had Peyton Williams and Kinsey Williams there, and Martin, instead of ripping through that one, just dekes it right over both blockers and gets the point for Ironton. Smart play. 23-14, Ironton down by 9. Here's Sales back in, replacing Simone Lewis. Camille Martin serving with Ironton down by 9. There's net. Yeah, Ironton went in the net. Lexi McCall. Incidental contact with the net, but it's still contact nonetheless, and South Point is at set point right here. 24-14. Lewis dekes it. South Point ready for that. Here's Martin with the save, out to Lewis. McCall pushes this one into the net. That's the 25th and final points of the set. South Point wins it 25-15. 25-14. My bad. They cleared it off too quick. 25-14. We'll switch sets. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with South Point leading 1-0 over Ironton here on Kool TV.
Thank you for being a part of our journey.
Primary Plus is celebrating 40 years of its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health care. With over 11 primary care locations throughout the region, Primary Plus believes in our communities and our patients. The Primary Plus name means primary care plus so much more. Offering extended services such as women's health, pediatrics, dental, counseling, diabetes management, infusion services, and on-site pharmacy that offers free delivery. Primary Plus believes in connecting health care for you and your family and is always welcoming new patients. Learn more at primaryplus.net.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
When you smell that smoke rolling, you know it's Holy Smokes Barbecue in Ironton. Since 2013, Jay Zorns and Sean Jones have been serving up divine swine while giving back through the Shane Jones Memorial Scholarship, honoring Sean's son and supporting students at Ironton High and St. Joseph High School. From pulled pork, brisket, and chicken to killer sides like mac and cheese, baked beans, and slaw, Holy Smokes can feed 10 or 300. Call Jay at 740-533-7000 to book their food truck or catering. It's divine swine.
When a customer calls, emails, or messages.
Back at the Conley Center at Ironton High School volleyball, Ironton and South Point. Jason Filio with you on Kool TV. Ironton lost the first set, 25-14. South Point will be serving in set number 2. Again, best of 5, rally scoring, play to 25, win by 2. Gracie Carmen with the first serve, and this one lands in. She gets an ace. Gracie Carmen, the left-hander, the junior, leads the team in aces in 2025. And she serves another one. There's Barber ripping it down the line, but saved by Carmen. Free ball for the Tigers. Barber again, and that was a nice catch by referee Kevin Richardson over there. Ties this one at 1. Substitution for Ironton. Layla Townsend, a junior defensive specialist, will check in, and she will be serving with set 2 tied at 1. Townsend line drive serve right into the net. Had some mustard on that one. It's right into the net. All right, back to the floor comes Lakai Howard for South Point. Jump serve for Molly Adams. There's Lewis, left-handed deep. Got the point. Lily Lewis, who was elected student body president. Near the top of the class academically. Serving, tied at 2. And there's a nice push shot by Lakai Howard. And they're doing a good job of finding the open spot on the floor. They give South Point the 3-2 lead. And service once again for Lexi Stewart. And that one's driven into the net by Barber. (4-2) Pointers. Stewart again with the serve. Lewis just gets that one over the net. Free ball for South Point. Good block. Howard went for the drive, and Barber was able to block that one right down to the floor, and a point for Ironton. Barber and Neal were both there. And that cuts the lead to 1 at 4-3. Thomas with the serve for Ironton. Right side, it's Copley. And out of bounds. Coda Copley gets the point there for South Point to put them back up by 2, 5-3. And Coda Copley will be serving here. Excellent softball pitcher, Coda Copley. Lewis over to McCall. Back to the middle, here's Williamson. Ironton able to make the save. Back to Martin. Little touch over the net again. Free ball. Lewis back to Martin. Deep into the court. Howard with the rip. Dug out by Townsend, but out of bounds. Kai Howard, the sophomore, sets up there on the outside. South Point up 3, 6-3. Copley serving again. Set once again, blocked, but we get a net against South Point. Net violation against South Point's Peyton Williamson. She was going for the kill, but again, momentum carried her right into the net. Point for Ironton, 6-4. Substitution. Lyric Young for South Point. Kaya Sales for Ironton. Camille Martin with the serve. Free ball again for Ironton. Lewis with the set for McCall. Again, dekes it over the net. Here's Howard again, ripping it down the line. Blocked there by Lewis, but it hits the wall. Out of bounds, and another point for South Point. 7-4. South Point leads 1-0. Won the first set, 25-14. Lakai Howard serving it for the Pointers. Howard with the jump serve. Lewis taps this one deep into the court, now to the near side. Ripping it down the line, Molly Adams, another kill for the junior. Off the hands of the blockers, but still getting the kill. South Point now leads it by 4 with Howard keeping serve. Martin to Lewis, now to McCall. South Point just gets it over. Martin deep to Lewis again, to McCall. Free ball here for the Tigers. Neal's shot is blocked. Blocked by Gracie Carmen. Carmen setting it up near side. Nothing there for Molly Adams. Another free ball here for South Point. Adams has it blocked. McCall back across the net. Back to Adams again. Rips this one across court. Deflected long and out of bounds. Off of Thomas. Long rally there. Longest rally we've had tonight. South Point increases its lead to 5, 9-4. Service stays with Lakai Howard. Howard, hard serve. Right off of Martin and out of bounds. Another ace for South Point. Frustration setting in for Ironton for sure. Now down by 6 points here in the second set. Here's Neal. Now McCall just gets it over the net. Another set. Adams rips this one right down the middle in front of Martin for another kill. Adams leads the team in kills this year. Has 25 digs as well. The junior solid player for Coach Corinne Ferguson in her first year. South Point 11-4 over Ironton here at the Conley Center. OVC volleyball action. Ironton will play again against Federal Hocking September 6th. That's an 11 o'clock game. South Point will play Tuesday at Chesapeake in another OVC matchup. South Point finished 11-12 a year ago, 9-4 in the OVC, losing to Wheelersburg in the district semifinals. Ironton 7-15 last year, 5-10 in the league. They lost in the first round as well to Chesapeake in the Division V tournament. Out of the timeouts. Ironton back on the floor. South Point breaking the huddle as well. Tigers down 7. Kai Howard keeps the service. Howard a little more mustard on that jump serve. Here's Lewis to McCall. Pushes it deep into the corner. There's Adams again. Tries to touch it across the net, but it rolled right across the tape. Falls on the Pointer side. Point for the Fighting Tigers. 11-5. Now Ironton, let's get a little rally going here. Riley West back in for South Point, replacing Lakai Howard. Riley West, a defensive specialist. for the Pointers. Addison Neal with the service. Deep serve. A little confusion there on the back line with Riley West and Lyric Young. Point for the Tigers, 11-6. Senior Addison Neal serving again. To the right side, Williamson, cross court. Neal trying to dive and make the save, can't do so. Another kill for Williamson. It's had a big game tonight for the Pointers. Back to the floor, Lexi Stewart, replacing the libero, Addison Copley. Peyton Williamson with the service for South Point. Lewis with the set to McCall. Again, pushes it toward the line. Nice diving save by West. Adams goes for the kill, but a little low on that one. Hit right into the net. Point for the Fighting Tigers. Amaya Barber back in for Bragan Thomas. Lexi McCall with the serve. Ironton down 5. McCall into the backhand of teammate Lily Lewis. Service goes back to South Point. Thomas back in for Ironton and Coda Copley back in for South Point. Gracie Carmen with the serve. Carmen the lefty. Martin couldn't get that one back. It's now a 7-point Pointer lead. Carmen again with the service. Toward Martin. To Lewis. Now to Barber. Rips this one. Blocked. Barber again. Adams with the deke. And Lily Lewis answers with a deke of her own and a point for the Fighting Tigers. 14-8. See Thomas there, and then Lily Lewis, the right hand, just flips that one into the zone. Townsend back in for Ironton. She'll be serving. Line drive serve, that bullet serve off the arms of Riley West and back into the back wall. Service ace for the junior. 14-9. Hard serve by Townsend. Free ball here for the Tigers. Lewis sets up Camille Martin, who rips it right down the middle for the kill. The Camille kill. 14-10. Townsend serving again. Nice little run here by the Tigers. See if they can keep it going. Townsend long on that serve. That one just floated a little bit on her. Service goes back to South Point, who leads it again by 5. Lakai Howard back in for the Pointers, replacing Riley West. 15-10. Second set. Jump serve hit the tape. Slowed the ball down just a bit, and it dropped right in front of Townsend for another service ace for South Point. Molly Adams, it is now 16-10. Adams with the jump serve again. Another shot off the tape. Ironton saved that one. Here's Barber. And this one goes out of bounds off the hands of Gracie Carmen. Service goes to Ironton. Down 16-11. Just chopping into this lead. Here comes Addison Neal back in, replacing Miley Bias. Lily Lewis with the serve. There's Copley. Free ball here for Ironton. Lewis to Barber. Back to Howard. Howard cross court. Lewis with the set. Across the net. Another free ball. Lewis touches into the back corner, but it goes out of bounds. Had that open zone, but just out of bounds for Lewis. 17-11, South Point by 6. And the service coming up here. Stewart with the serve. Diving attempt by Lily Lewis, but out of bounds again. 18-11, South Point. Townsend gets it back across the net. Free ball here for the Pointers, but they knock it out. Oh, it landed inbounds. I thought that was surely going to go out of bounds, but it landed just inside the white stripe. Reagan Thomas diving for it. South Point now leads it by 8. Another one that hits the tape. He gets about 3 of the last 5 serves from South Point have hit the tape and just slowed the ball down enough to drop into the zone and get the point, 20-11. Townsend to Lewis. Barber pushes this one back in the back corner. Set for the middle, and Ironton just can't keep that one alive on the kill from Peyton Williamson. South Point inching closer to being up 2-0. They have a 10-point lead right now, 21-11. Townsend to Thomas, and Thomas hit that one through. You ought to get extra points for that. Thomas with a save, but it went right through the hoop. You see Thomas there. Man, that's looks better than some of my jump shots. 22-11. South Point by 11. And needing to get it over the net, they can't do so. A good deke there at the net by Lily Lewis. Lexi McCall back in for Ironton, replacing Amaya Barber. Ironton down 10, set 2, 22-12. Reagan Thomas with the service. There's Neal over to McCall. Hits this one deep. Howard rips it cross court and inbounds. Howard, the right-hander, went to the right side of the court. Got the kill to put South Point up 23-12. Coda Copley with the service for South Point. Sophomore again, top of the net. Ironton saves it, but there's Peyton Williamson with the kill-ish. Took a big swing, hit the top of the net, and rolled across the tape and dropped in. Set point again for South Point, leading 24-12. Copley's serve. Lewis pushing it across the net. Setting up Williamson. Can't get the point there. Lewis across the court. McCall again. Back to the near side to Howard, who rips this one, blocked by Ironton, off the hands of Camille Martin and out of bounds. Point South Point, 25-12, final score in set 2. South Point 25-14, set 1, 25-12 in set 2. They will go for the sweep after this timeout. 25-12, 2-0 as far as sets go. South Point with the lead over Ironton. We'll be back after this timeout on Kool TV.
Oh, look, I'm bottomless. Just like bottomless apps for $9.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right, you can get bottomless mop sticks, fried pickles, and so much more for you and all your bottomless friends. Bottomless apps for $9.99 only at B-Dubs.
Good morning, Isabella.
Hi, David.
Back for your morning routine?
Clark's Refresh Rewards program is something you'll flip for.
Hey, Isabella. Hi, Annabelle.
Donut?
Don't forget the sprinkles. Cream and sugar.
Download our app today and enjoy all of the rewards. No flipping required.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
At First National Bank, we strive to make every person that walks through our doors feel like family. Because to us, you are. For over 120 years, we have lived in and served the families of Kentucky with genuine care through the good times and the bad. Come and see the difference banking with family can truly make for you at any of our 7 locations or visit our website at www.fnbgrayson.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
Fall fishing season is just around the corner, and Border Sporting Goods is your fishing headquarters for rods and reels from G. Loomis, St. Croix, Fenwick, Lewes, Shimano, Daiwa, and Abu Garcia. No matter the species of fish you are targeting, Borders has the perfect setup to make your next trip on the water a success. Borders has baits in every size and style, with a wide selection of tackle from Berkley, Strike King, Soon, Z-Man, Bandit, and many more. Before hitting the water for your next fishing trip, stop by and stock up at Border Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition-free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College.
Back at the Conley Center at Ironton High School, set 3 with Ironton holding service down 2-0. South Point wins 25-14, 25-12. Ironton serving Miley Bias, freshman, will get first serve in set 3. Bias with a deep serve. Martin giving chase, makes the save. Howard hits it high and just short. Doesn't cross the net. South Point draws first blood in set 3. 1-0. Gracie Carmen with the service. Lewis over to Barber. The set for Adams, rips this one through the blockers, and they get the point again. Adams, that outside hitting position, just drove through the blockers and gives South Point a 2-0 lead. Lewis over to Barber. Free ball here for Ironton. Martin to Lewis. And back to Barber, trying to find an open spot in that zone. Williamson cross court, Lewis. Lexi Stewart cross court gets the point again for South Point. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead here in set 3. Gracie Carmen, line drive serve. Back to the right, blocked by Barber. And now Barber with the kill, blocked by South Point's Lexi Stewart. They set up Adams again, blocked, and the point goes to Ironton. Lily Lewis with the block on Molly Adams. Point Tigers, their first of set 3, down 3-1. Simone Lewis with the serve. Setting up Adams again, blocked again, but this time out of bounds. Oh, Ironton gets the point. Did it land in bounds? They call it tipped. Tipped by South Point. Ironton down by 1, 3-2. Lewis again. Deep serve. And that one caught Addison Copley in the wrong position. She was deep. It looked like that one may go out of bounds, but she played it anyway. And Ironton's tied it up at 3. Miss hit once again, and Ironton grabs the lead. Copley was deep, couldn't get that one to the front line. And the Fighting Tigers have grabbed a 4-3 lead. Lewis to Copley. There's McCall. Free ball here for South Point. Setting up. I think they're setting up Stewart. Set to the near side. Adams again. Cross court. Saved by Bias. Now Martin rips it down the line and a point for Ironton. Right off of Gracie Carmen. And the Duke softball commit shows her volleyball expertise and gets the point there. Ironton by 2, biggest lead for the Tigers. Lewis deep serve once again. Here's Adams, another chance. Two-handed hit in the back corner. And Lewis just pushes this one into the corner. Adams doesn't have anything. Just pokes it across the net. Back to Lewis. Now Martin again. And this one goes into the net. Left it short. South Point will get the point. Now down 5-4. Addison Neal back to the floor for Ironton, replacing Simone Lewis. And here comes Lakai Howard back in for South Point, replacing Riley West. Molly Adams with the serve. Checking something at the scorer's table. One of our referees, John Stevens. Kevin Richardson is the top official here. Can't really see what the discussion is about. Whatever it is, sub. South Point down 5-4 with the service. Adams with the serve. Lewis to Barber, deep in the zone. Back out top, a little deke again. But the save attempt by Miley Bias goes out of bounds. South Point ties it at 5. Molly Adams serving again. Adams to Bias. There's Thomas, and now Barber just has to push it over to the net. Free ball for the Pointers. Here's Howard, blocked at the net. Martin saves it for Ironton. Now to the middle. Here's Stewart. Another deke off the tape. And we get a whistle. We get in the net. Yep, they said Lily Lewis was in the net. Point to the Pointers, who now lead it 6-5. Adams again with the jump serve. And that was a mishit by Addison Neal. Pointers lead it by 2. And that one lands inbounds, an ace. Miscommunication there on the back line for Ironton. I think Neal and Bias both thought it was going out of bounds, but it landed just inside the tape. 8-5 Pointers. Barber. And now to Howard. Ripped and blocked. Lewis and Barber there at the net for Ironton. Lewis with a set. Barber rips it. Back to Howard. Down the line. Saved by Neal. Touched across the net by Lily Lewis, and a point for the Fighting Tigers. It's a high dig by Neal, and Lewis just went up, touched it into the zone, and Ironton cuts the lead to 2, 8-6. Lily Lewis with the serve. Set to the right side, and Ironton gets the point. A little confusion there, I think, on South Point. 8-7, timeout has been called. Ironton down by 1, 8-7 here in the third set. South Point 2-0 lead. They won 25-14 and 25-12. But Ironton playing well here in this third set. They've had a 3-point lead. South Point's been able to battle back, and they grabbed the lead 8-7. Just a reminder, you can listen to Ironton Sports on Kool TV. Football action this Saturday, 8 o'clock at Tanks Memorial Stadium. Ironton and Liberty Christian out of Virginia. the two-time defending state champ in the Commonwealth. In Division III, they're coming to town and take on the defending Division V state champ in Ohio. We're on the air at 7:30 with an 8 o'clock kickoff from Tanks Memorial Stadium, audio only on Kool TV at WIROradio.com, on the radio at 106.7 FM, and with a Total Media Sports app. Lily Lewis serving again for the tie here. Just set to the right side, blocked again. Lewis with the save. Barber gets it across the net, but then a little collision that sent Lexi McCall under the net and onto the South Point side of the floor. So South Point will get possession and service. Now leading 9-7. Back to the floor comes Peyton Williamson for South Point. Lexi Stewart will be serving for the Pointers. Lewis to Barber, rips it toward the corner, but out of bounds. It was open, but just long on the kill attempt. 10-7 South Point. Service again. Lewis to McCall. She goes for the kill, but it goes right into the net. Lady Pointers now with a 4-point lead, gaining the momentum. Line drive serve off of Miley Bias and out of bounds. Another point for South Point. Now a 5-point lead. Going for the sweep here. Stewart with the serve again. Off the tape. Saved by Neal. Free ball here for Ironton. Neal to Lewis to Barber. Dekes it. It's saved by South Point. Here's Howard. Touch pass off the blocker and onto the floor for another South Point Pointer point. Off the hand there of Howard. South Point now has a 6-point lead. The service that's long by Stewart. Bregan Thomas will serve for Ironton. Sales back in, replacing Miley Bias. Thomas's serve. Lewis touches it across the net. Back and forth we go. Here's Martin. Back to the center for Williamson. She is wide on the shot. Point and service go to the Fighting Tigers. 13-9. Thomas again with the service. Howard swats this one out of bounds. The sophomore went to the right side again. That's her spot. But this time it was wide. 13-10. Ironton battling back. Down by 3. Back to Howard, right side. Rips this one off the hands of the diving libero, Bregan Thomas. Another look at this one. It's Howard again, goes right into the corner. 14-10, South Point. And this one, a miss hit off the right hand of Kinsey Williams. Back to the floor comes Lyric Young replacing Williams. 14-11. Camille Martin with the service for Ironton. Deke across the net. Free ball for Ironton. Here is McCall into the back corner. Got the point. Pushed that one right in front of the diving Molly Adams to cut the lead to 2, 14-12. Martin again. That one sails just long. Martin with a bullet serve, kind of a knuckleballing serve that landed out of bounds. Pointers up 15-12. And the ball will go to Lakai Howard for the service. Howard with the jump serve right into the net. 15-13. Riley West subbing in for Howard. Hope Freeman has checked in for Ironton. She'll be serving for the Tigers. Another substitution question, perhaps. Here we go. Freeman with Ironton down 2. Set to the far side, and Peyton Williamson gets the kill there. Get a big hole right there, found that spot. 16-13 South Point. Lexi Stewart returns to the floor for Coach Corinne Ferguson. Service for the Pointers. Short. Good job by Ironton to keep it alive. South Point with the free ball. Here's Adams with the kill on the near side. Ripped that one down the left inline. And Adams gives her team a 4-point lead, 17-13. Peyton Williamson with the service for the Pointers. This one hits the net. Point and service to the Fighting Tigers. Addison Copley, the libero, checks in for South Point. A couple of subs for Ironton. Miley Bias back in. See Amaya Barber back in as well. Bias with the service. Bias long with the serve. Seen quite a few unforced service errors tonight. Coda Copley back in for South Point. 18-14. Carmen with the serve. Lewis over to Barber. Barber touches it into the zone and gets the point. Over top of the blockers and gets the point for the Fighting Tigers, cutting the lead to 3. Simone Lewis in for Addison Neal, and Simone will be serving. Again, Simone leads the team in serving in 2025. Shot at the middle. Again, another kill from Lexi Stewart. Stewart stands at 5'8" and just put that one away. 19-15. Addison Neal back in for Simone Lewis. Served by Adams, a jump serve to Bias. A free ball here for South Point. Setting up Lexi Stewart again and gets the kill out of it. 20-15. South Point 5 points away from sweeping the Tigers here at the Conley Center. Molly Adams with the service again. Lewis across the net. Free ball for South Point. Misfire on that. Adams tries to get it over the net but left it short. Tigers still alive, still fighting. Down by 4, 20-16. Again, best of 5. Ironton down 2-0. Lexi McCall in for Hope Freeman. Lily Lewis with the service. Adams over to Howard. Back now Martin to Lewis. Back to Martin. Martin touches it across to the left side of the floor. McCall. And that one goes off the hands of Lily Lewis and out of bounds. Pointers get the point, now 21-16. Service again for the Pointers. Camille Martin thought South Point was in the net. No such call. And South Point gets the point, 22-16. Pointer service again. Martin to Lewis. Martin across the net, back to Howard. She tries to rip it right, saved by Bias. Now back to Martin, who rips this one down the line for the point to the kill. 22-17. Martin got a little bit of the tape, but still got the point. Here's Sales back in, replacing Bias. Service for Bregan Thomas. Thomas with a long serve. Attempt for Howard, who rips this one long. No touch at the net. Ironton gets the point, now down 22-18. And Thomas continues the service. Bregan Thomas, the junior. Pointers with the set. Copley. Ironton with an opportunity here. Martin swats this one with the left hand. Lewis sets Martin again. Martin long with the shot this time. And the Pointers are 2 points away from a victory here in OVC volleyball. And Coach Beth Campbell would like a timeout. Timeout, third set, South Point 23, Ironton 18. The Pointers took the first two sets, 25-14 and 25-12. South Point 2-3 on the season. Ironton is 2-1. Pointers will travel to Chesapeake for a Tuesday night matchup. Ironton will play again next Saturday against Federal Hocking here at the Conley Center. These two teams will meet again September 30th at South Point. Both teams 2-1 in the OVC right now. Both have losses to Gallia Academy. Both have wins over Portsmouth. South Point with the service, leading 23-18. Sales. Just goes across the net. Howard with the attempt, touches it with the left hand. Sales sets it up to Lexi McCall, who tries to find the back corner, and successful. Collision there with Coda Copley and Molly Adams after the fact, but Ironton gets the point. Lyric Young back in, replacing Coda Copley, 23-19. Ironton down 4 with Camille Martin. Martin serve. Good sinker serve. Saved by South Point. They get it back across the net. Martin to Lewis. To Addison Neal, who touches it across the net and gets the Ironton point. Copley diving for it. Addison Copley, but can't get the dig. 23-20. Martin with the service again. Camille, knuckleball serve, and Ironton nearly got a point out of that. It's Carmen. Neal sets up Sales, who pushes it back into the corner. Free ball here for South Point. It's Howard ripping it right side. Saved by Thomas. At the middle. Good block by Lexi McCall, keeping the point alive. Back to Howard, right side, ripping it long and out of bounds. Another point for the Tigers, who trail it now 23-21. Service for Martin. That one goes into the net. Ironton down by 1 now. It's that sinking serve from Camille Martin, and a timeout has been called by Corinne Ferguson of South Point. South Point had the lead. Looked like they were going for the kill, but Ironton has battled back. They've cut it to 1. They have the service. And again, as Yogi Berra used to say, it ain't over till it's over. And if Ironton can win this one, you'll force a fourth set. Best of 5. South Point leads 2-0. South Point won 3-1 and 3-0 in their matchups last year. 2 years ago, it was 3-0, 3-0 in favor of the Pointers. But Ironton continues to battle. Here's Camille Martin. Ironton could tie it on this service. Setting it right side, touching it over the net, Williamson. Sales gets it back for Ironton. Setting Howard right side, rips it down the middle of the floor in front of Martin for the kill and the point. And now match point coming up for the Pointers, who lead at 24-22. There's Adams with the kill and the win. Who are you going to go to? You're going to go to Molly Adams, and Molly Adams with the kill, 25-22. South Point gets the win over Ironton, a 3-set sweep. 25-14, 25-12, 25-22. South Point with the win. They improved to 3-3 on the season. Ironton falls to 2-2. We'll be back after this timeout to wrap it up on Kool TV.
Look, I'm bottomless. Just like bottomless apps for $9.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right. You can get bottomless mop sticks, fried pickles, and so much more for you and all your bottomless friends. Bottomless apps for $9.99 only at B-Dubs.
Good morning, Isabella.
Hi, David.
Back for your morning routine?
Clark's Refresh Rewards program is something you'll flip for.
Hey, Isabella. Hi, Annabelle.
Donut?
Don't forget the sprinkles. Cream and sugar.
Download our app today and enjoy all of the rewards. No flipping required.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
At First National Bank, we strive to make every person that walks through our doors feel like family. Because to us, you are. For over 120 years, we have lived in and served the families of Kentucky with genuine care through the good times and the bad. Come and see the difference banking with family can truly make for you at any of our 7 locations, or visit our website at www.fnbgrayson.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
Fall fishing season is just around the corner, and Borders Sporting Goods is your fishing headquarters for rods and reels from G. Loomis, St. Croix, Fenwick, Lewis, Shimano, Daiwa, and Abu Garcia. No matter the species of fish you are targeting, Borders has the perfect setup to make your next trip on the water a success. Borders has baits in every size and style, with a wide selection of tackle from Berkley, Strike King, Soon, Z-Man, Bandit, and many more. Before hitting the water for your next fishing trip, stop by and stock up at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition-free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College.
Back at the Conley Center at Ironton High School, wrapping up our first ever girls volleyball game on Kool TV and at Ironton High School. Unfortunately, it did not work out well for the Fighting Tigers. South Point comes in and they sweep Ironton 3 sets to none, 25-14, 25-12, and 25-22. Ironton made a nice little run at the end of the third set, but South Point put it away, and they went to their superstar of the day, which was Molly Adams, who had a huge game for the Pointers, and they improved to 3-3 on the season. Ironton falls to 2-2. South Point will travel to Chesapeake Tuesday night for another OVC matchup. They'll take on the Panthers. Ironton will play Saturday, September 6th at 11 o'clock against Federal Hocking. Fighting Tigers with the loss here today. Just a reminder what we have coming up on Kool TV and Total Media Sports. We do have football this weekend. Ironton is at home in the Gridiron Classic. 8 o'clock will be the kickoff. Ironton and Liberty Christian 7:30 is our air time. You can listen to the game on 106.7 WIRO, News Talk 106.7, the Eagle. You can listen on YouTube, on the Kool TV YouTube channel. You can listen at WIROradio.com and with the Total Media Sports app. You can download that and listen to the Eagle there. So we've been excited and thrilled to bring you volleyball here. Mike Freeman got some dress shoes on today, and they're really excited about that. And we're going to be back here for more volleyball action, and we'll keep you posted on that. We'll share it on social media. We've got a couple more volleyball games to go. We got a couple more soccer games to go on the girls' side and a few more boys' soccer games. We haven't had a boys' soccer game yet, but that's coming up soon as well. So we'll have that, and we'll keep you posted on that. Congratulations, South Point, and it's been fun here. Our first volleyball game. Thanks to my man Cam, short for camera, because he was on the camera, right? And Jacob Hankins for producing tonight's game. So that'll wrap it up. I'm Jason Filion saying once again, South Point wins it 3-0 over Ironton here in the first volleyball game on Kool TV and Total Media Sports. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching another Ironton Fighting Tiger volleyball broadcast on Kool TV. This broadcast of Boyd County Volleyball has been an exclusive sports presentation of the Total Media Sports Network and Kool TV.